Hey everyone! Today some of the boys discussed whether Loomian Legacy is P2W or not. Pay to win. Now, let's get into it. But first let's hear from our new member. Take it away 3DDY.
Hi, I'm Eddie, one of the new members of LoomiRangers. Today we will discuss if Loomian Legacy is pay to win. Let's begin.
Personally, I feel like that just gleanings and stuff, the only reason why they matter is just so you can actually trade for stuff like PvPs. I think trading and stuff, all of it is just for fun and you're not truly getting any advantage out of doing trading, except for your ability to trade for PvPs. Personally, I don't feel like it outweighs anything too much, because you can still get that kind of value without doing it. It's just without spending Robux, it's just much harder. But I would say for PvP, that's where I truly think it's defined, is PvP, main story. Main story doesn't matter because it's just for fun. PvP, though, that's a different story. If there's something that someone can get a big advantage in Loomian Legacy, I would count that as pay to win. But in trading, I personally would not.
You have a good point there.
Yeah. I have to agree with Colby on that one, because definitely, like, in trading, you can definitely get the stuff without having to, like, pay anything, buy anything. It's much harder. That's basically it.
Yeah, I would say...
Yeah, but my only opposition to that is that, like, why would they make it so hard for free-to-play players to actually get it? Like, 1 out of 4,096, like, that's crazy compared to 1 out of 128.
I agree with that point, but the question is that pay to win? I don't think it is, because you're still not
you
getting
have
an
to pay
advantage.
a lot of...
Yeah, but that's still technically pay to win. Because if there's a Loomian that's, for example, 1 in 1 million odds, and by paying you make it 1 in 100, then you got something rare as common. And you can trade those hard to find Loomians for other cool stuff, which will be locked for the average player.
Well, where do those rare... How do those...
Is it really aggressive? Like, when you try to progress, is that really a necessity for you to pay? Because those are just optional, okay?
Like, yeah, personally, like, you don't have to, like... Yeah.
I mean, you can't really say that it's, like, not important, since if you think about it, everything doesn't matter since it's all a game. Some people's main goals, it's like, I want to have the strongest Loomian, I want to be the best PvPer, I want to win almost every battle. But other people who play Loomian Legacy, their main goal is like, oh, I want to catch all these rare Loomians. Oh, I want to have the most value, which value is another thing, but I want to have the most value in the game. Or I want to be, like, known as one of the best hunters in Loomian Legacy. But you can't do that unless you pay money. So there's, like, an entire section of the game blocked off to paying money. Or almost blocked off.
I agree with that, and I think that's another thing we should come back to later. But none of the things in that really give players an advantage over each other, except for PvP. Now, I'm just gonna say this. I do think one big issue with this is essays. Essays. I definitely think essays.
Yeah, sure.
Essays are a big problem in my opinion.
Definitely.
They're trying and they're getting there, but there's a few humongous problems with essays. Number one, which is where the trading issue comes in, is there are certain essays which are really expensive. Like, imagine trying to get a hold of SA Metronet, which is actually quite good for PvP because of the applied frustration. And you could literally just instantly get a 4 times ranged boost. I think it about quadruples your attack, if I'm correct. Just from the opponent using one move with SA Metronet. That can be really good if you can pull off a play like that. But then you just get locked out of strategies like that with Metronet because, as I said, SAs. Another good SA example, which there's utterly no way you can get as a free-to-play without tons and tons of trading, is an SA Pure Brawny Mutagon. This is a huge, powerful thing in PvP that literally gets banned in many tournaments right now. And as I said, free play players get basically completely locked out of options like this. Now,
Especially with ability charm.
sorry, what?
The ability charm. Can't be able to access it as a free-to-play player, so it's really hard.
Yeah, and then without the ability charm, there is still some SAs you can get, but occasionally they can be a nightmare. As I said, occasionally, but you don't really need most of the SAs to win PvP battles. But the question is, does it truly give you enough advantage to give pay to win? I'll throw it off to someone else here.
That's
Okay,
a good question, actually. Like, because yes, technically you could, and that's actually where I'm gonna go with this. You can, but I mean, is it gonna be harder? Maybe. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
And another thing about secret abilities is, although you can rally for some secret abilities or like get them in the wild when it's raining, those are super specific weather conditions. And also, rallying takes a long time, and when you don't have the charm, it takes an even more amount of time, only having 3 slots to rally. And plus, the thing is, if you have an SA as the front head of the rally, then sure, you can get it faster. But
Actually,
also,
you cannot. Having
How
an
would
SA
you get
in
it?
Rally does not affect the SA rallying odds.
it doesn't?
Does?
It doesn't.
It becomes 4 times rarer. The new quality of life update introduced in, I think, after the event.
Why does it matter if it's pay to win? I mean, personally, I don't really think. I don't really. I mean, for like PvP wise, I don't really think it matters if it's pay to win. But like hunting wise, why it matters is probably because one, I guess you want to get like really good stuff, right? In like a short amount of time, you want to have like the best stuff, right? And you see all these people getting cool stuff, but you have no boost, you have no charm, nothing like that. So people like get mad and get all these like they get like really mad and stuff when people are getting like all these cool stuff because like, hey, why can't I get this? Why are they getting all this stuff? You know what I mean? So yeah.
And about the PvP aspect, you kind of do need Robux. And as someone who's gone 3 years without having a single Robux, not a single one, and I've been playing Loomian Legacy, PvP is hard without Robux because first of all, you need to grind out CP, and obviously you can buy it, but without having PvP Loomians, you can't grind out CP, meaning you can't get PvP Loomians. So you also need to have good UPs on a specific Loomian to have it be PvPable. You could have the perfect nature and the perfect ability and the perfect moveset, but still UPs are a big part of PvP. So if you don't have like
I think I'm gonna have to. I think it's no, it's not that way. For UPs, it's actually easy to get one. Basically, there are some jewel fruit. I think basic increases. I think up until max to 50 or 20 UPs. But it's not really that much as hard for free-to-play players, and especially if you have also the tutti fruit.
I guess now that I'm talking, I'll keep going. But the UPs really aren't hard to get because you can get almost guaranteed 6x40s when rallying. And then the extra one, you might have to spend a shard or two. But there's enough free-to-play ways you can get shards that I don't see... As I said, I'm still
what are the
finding this...
free-to-play ways to get shards? There are barely any. Finding a corrupt Loomian, again, it comes into the aspect of having the game pass and having boosts to get corrupt Loomians.
Well, you don't need corrupt Loomians to get shards. There is constant events that you can buy 10 shards, and per PvP...
I mean, how many events do we get a year? Like 2? Maybe if we push it 3?
I would say... With how much we've been getting events, I would say 4. 2 for two Halloween, Christmas. Then we have Cosmere, and then just one extra each year at the minimum. That almost always happens. So I think 4. That's giving you 40 shards to work with, and then you also get boost tokens from it. and you only need 4 shards max per PvP.
But that's making the assumption that the player is grinding. Let me put it like this. If you use money to get shards, and then use the event to get more shards, then you have a much bigger advantage. Even if we do get some for free, it's like 1 chocolate bar for free versus infinite any day of the year. It doesn't exactly balance out.
But it's not going to make a difference because you can't pay to get more of these event items. And then if you want to, you can get more other event items and then trade them off for shards.
To get those shards, you need a lot of grinding. Like, even I'm a Loomian Legacy. I'm a small Loomian Legacy creator, and I am always grinding, okay? When I can, I'm always grinding on Loomian Legacy. I've probably been playing it for like 200 hours. I don't even know how many hours. I can't count. And even for me, it was hard to get all 10 shards and all the boost tokens for free when I was a free-to-play player. Now I can just buy my way through it, buying like, oh, yay, I got 100 boost tokens. Easy.
But why do the boost tokens matter? As I said,
Because, it's the whole point of the game. The game is you want to collect. It's a collecting game. It's like Pokemon. It's obviously based on Pokemon. So in Pokemon, you want to collect all Pokemon. And you also want, since it's a collector's game, you want to collect all the shinies. Or in this case, gleamings and gammas. But you cannot do that unless you pay. And you can, because it's the same mod as Pokemon.
The game is clearly not intended for you to get all alphas and gammas, considering the fact of how rare certain ones are, and they're purposely adding in more Loomians. The gleams and gammas are just extra things to go for, in my opinions. Now at the moment, they do seem like a bigger thing, but Loomian Legacy's development looks at what the game will be at the end, not what the game looks like right now. So once the game is finished, you'll have hundreds and hundreds of hours being able to grind mastery and all the Loomians in the game.
But right now we're not talking about what will happen in the future. We're talking if it's pay to win right now, like this what do you call it? This period of Loomian Legacy, is it pay to win right now? In the future, it may not.
On the topic of Loomian Legacy's direction of the game, is it really much a collecting simulator of sorts, or
technically it's not? I mean, it's there, but I wouldn't say it is. It's like one of those
mastery
side
is
things.
just optional, okay? For gammas, it's just optional. You can be able to just skip the mastery as a whole.
Like, you don't have to do mastery. I mean, sure, yeah, you need to do it to get gammas, but you can still get shinies and alphas.
Yeah.
For me, I would say that Loomian Legacy is really not a collecting-based game. The main focus on the game is the story, which you can't really do too much with right now, if I'm going to be honest. As I said, I know we're looking at right now, so I'm not going to go into anything else. But considering the story's not that long, after you complete the story, what you're intended to do is you're intended to grind stuff, as we talked about, Loomipedia, mastery, but the gleams and gammas I really see as being a big secondary thing if you'd want to. I do agree that players are getting locked out of this, but I don't see why that matters, because this is just one part of the game.
Like, the whole point of the game is...
Okay, if you look at majority of our players, okay, we have like different types of players in Loomian Legacy, obviously. Not everyone's the same. Majority of the people in Loomian Legacy that do play the game, once they finish the story, they start doing the mastery, like you said. But once they finish the mastery, they start hunting for shinies. But what do you do if you go 2 years without finding a single one? Like me, when I was free to play, I went 2 whole years. I don't even know why I had such bad luck.
Alright, so back to the point. Yeah, I'll let Hat Guy go. I don't think I'm going to say anything.
I'm going to go finish this off. In conclusion, it's basically your perspective on whether or not Loomian Legacy is pay to win. It's really about trading to get these rare stuff. Is it about PvP, being the best at it? Or is it just for the hunting aspect of it? Be able to for the Loomians that you want. So technically, there's a lot of negative stigma around Loomian Legacy if it's pay to win or not. But really, it's all your choice, people. You can comment down below your thoughts about this. As always,
Yeah.
stay tuned.